A budget is a guideline for how much you spend and save, usually over a given month. There are different budgets for different approaches and goals, so it's important to find one that suits you. A common budget is the 50-30-20 rule. This is where you spend 50% of your income on your needs. These are the fixed expenses that keep a roof over your head and put food on your table. Mortgage bills or rent, groceries, transit costs, insurance, these can all be put into this category. The 30% is for your wants. This includes everything else. Your television and movie streaming services, a fitness membership, takeout, you name it. It's anything you don't actually need, but add some fun or variety to your life. Finally, the remaining 20% is for your savings. And this is money that ideally you would let sit in your account without touching it. If this budget seems too restrictive or too liberal, maybe spending 30% on your needs is far more than you need, then you can adjust the ratios and move it away from the 50-30-20 rule. Before you decide on the breakdown of your budget, take a look at your monthly expenses. Start by calculating how much money you, or you and your partner if this is a family budget, bring in each month. This can be money from full or part-time work, disability payments, employment insurance or other government benefits, tax credits, spousal or child support, or investment or rental income. This total is your monthly household income. Next, list and calculate your expenses for the month. Ideally, you want to divide your expenses into categories. They can be as simple as wants versus needs, or you can get more granular, like rent or mortgage payments, utilities like water, electricity, and heating costs, groceries, transportation, insurance payments, debt payments like for a credit card or a line of credit, communication fees like a cell phone and home internet, personal care such as clothing and grooming products or services, and entertainment. Many people go with this approach because it helps pinpoint where money is being spent. If you're having trouble identifying how much you typically spend in these categories, look at past receipts or statements from your credit or debit card. When you're done, add the subtotals, and then add those together for your final total monthly expenses. If you already work to determine your personal financial picture, then you would have done this already. Next, subtract this from your monthly income. If the result is positive, it means you're making more than you're spending. This is money you can dump right into your savings or use to pay down debt. But if this number is in the negative, then it means you're spending more than you're making. This can be a wake-up call to think about your current priorities and your future needs. Ask yourself, are there any expenses I can trim down or remove altogether? Maybe you can renegotiate your phone bill or cut down on how often you get takeout. Then, go through the categories and budget a value for each one. These are the numbers you'll aim to stick to month. If you achieve this, great. And if you find you aren't spending the entire amount, then the leftover dollars can go into your savings. On the other hand, if you're spending too much and regularly going above and beyond your limit, then you may want to readjust your budget. Depending on your lifestyle, your expenses may change over time. So it's a good idea to revisit every 6 to 12 months to see if it needs to be adjusted. You might be wondering how you can follow a budget if your income changes from month to month. Maybe your income is from freelance employment or seasonal work, or you have a new business that you're just getting off the ground. If you don't have a steady income, you can still build a budget. Start by calculating the lowest income you could make in a month. This is a number to build a conservative budget based on the lowest estimated amount of money you would need for your fixed expenses. You could also create two budgets, one for months where you make a little more and one for months where you make a little less. So how can you stay on budget? Tracking expenses can help. You can do this by reviewing receipts and credit card bills and then organizing the numbers in a spreadsheet. You can also use something more automated, like an app, like TD MySpend, which connects to your eligible TD accounts. It tracks your transactions and organizes them into categories. You can see how you're doing compared to your typical monthly expenses, and you can see past expenses to figure out where your money went. No matter how you go about this, tracking expenses can give you little aha moments, like maybe you're giving into too many impulse purchases, or maybe your wants are changing and you realize you don't have to budget for a particular category at all anymore. Ultimately, creating a budget and sticking to it by tracking your spending are key ways to help improve your spending habits and how you manage your money. Of course, when you're ready to make a big purchase, you can always refer to your budget to see how you can afford it and how it might affect your cash flow.